In this video, we'll go over 2 tools that help you collaborate and edit remotely. All right, real quick, you're watching Video Brand. Special thanks to our sponsors for helping make this NAB coverage possible: Massive, Metricool, OpenReel, Adspective, and Vestigit. Be sure to check them out. Links are in the description below. And now, back to the interview. All right, I'm here with Rory from Backlight, and we're gonna talk about some post-production workflow tools. So, Rory, let's what we got here.
Okay, so yes, I'm the VP of Review Products at Backlight. So we have 2 major review tools, in addition to Iconic, which you've seen previously. We have F-Track Review and CineSync, which are both synchronized interactive review and approval tools. So it gives you the ability to be able to share media with people, have them comment in real time, rather than just sending them notes and getting notes back. We can do it in real time, have a live conversation, which takes all the kind of potential for misinterpretation, miscommunication out, because you can ask questions in context, looking at the files at the same time. So the 2 tools we have are CineSync and F-Track Review. CineSync is a desktop application, so it's a heavy-duty player, very simple to use but very powerful, and it gives you the ability to play a wide range of media files, original media files, high resolution, high dynamic range, high frame rate. And then we have F-Track Review, which is browser-based, so it's very simple to have people get into a review. There's nothing to install, but it still allows you to have that interactive review experience.
Oh, cool. And then you want to show us, I know we're in Iconic here, and then you want to kind of walk us through the process?
Yeah, so we've just released CineSync 5.3, and one of the key features of 5.3 is an integration with Iconic. So that both extends Iconic's ability to allow people to review original media, not just browser-based, but it also allows CineSync to distribute media so that we can have a very high-quality review where everyone's looking at a copy of the same file in different locations, and that's all enabled through the Iconic file transfer. So, showing it here, I can literally grab any file in here in Iconic, and I can say open in CineSync. It'll launch CineSync, and it will bring up the file in the UI here. So now I have a desktop player that I'm viewing the original file. I can play, I can draw.
And now this original file is local on your computer?
Yeah, so this has been downloaded locally. So now I'm using the full machine resources to play this back, which means I'm getting very high performance playback, even no matter what the file is. We're not worrying about bandwidth, we're not worrying about any internet restrictions. It is playing back off my local machine.
And you're not seeing a compressed proxy, you're seeing like
we're
the
seeing the original file, yeah. So literally the only restriction is the size of your computer. You know, you need to have the ability to play these files back at this speed, but other than that, CineSync doesn't care what file size you have. Yeah, so I can go through, I can make notes, I can draw on a screen, I can point things out, but I can also bring someone else into the review. So normally this would be on 2 separate machines. So just imagine these are in 2 locations. This one's in London, this one's in Toronto. So the host will click Start Sync, log in, and it creates a session key. So I can grab that session key and give that to my collaborators. They join the session, and that file is then downloaded from Iconic, direct from Iconic to the guest, and now we have a fully interactive review. So wherever I play, it plays. Wherever I stop, it stops on the exact same frame. If I make a note on screen, it appears on both sides. So no matter where we are in the world, we're viewing this very high quality, high resolution media in full synchronization, and we can have that review knowing that we're talking about the original file. We're not worrying about any transcoding issues. You know, you always get any kind of web review. You're always going to have some kind of compression that occurs. So being able to view the original takes all that out of it.
And being in sync. So is someone controlling playback, or is it whoever hit like?
It's fully interactive.
Hits play.
Yeah.
Okay.
So either side can play. So at the moment, this guy's in control, so he can play from here. If I switch back over here, that's the host playing. So yeah. If someone changes the movie, it will change for both. You can load up a complete playlist of all the files that you want to review in one go.
Okay, and then you kind of click through together, and everyone's on the same page with what file is up. Okay.
Yeah. So from a guest point of view, it's very similar to joining a web review. The files don't come down automatically, but it is looking at original files. Now, one of the things that comes along with that is the security question of if I'm sending original media out of unfinished work product, how do I enable security on that? So within the preferences of our integration here, you can see we have the ability to auto-delete any files that get downloaded to guests. The files are sent encrypted, so it's an encrypted transfer, and then this file here is fully encrypted on disk. So if you were to find that file in the file system, it's unplayable in anything outside of CineSync. And we also have the ability, I don't have it turned on, but we can also watermark any files that get sent out to guests. So they'll have an on-screen watermark which will show, and it's dynamic and it's per user, so it will show their machine name, it'll show which session it came from, and you can also add like a watermark message to say, property of Backlight.
Don't copy.
Yeah, and then of course at the end of this review, I'll just add a note as well. If I was to add a note against my annotation, let's say fix this, I can export these notes back to Iconic as well. So it gives me a little preview window, it shows me what I'm going to be sending back, my annotations and my notes, publish that back to Iconic, and now when I go into Iconic and open this file, there's my notes, and there's my text and my annotations. So it's a very simple way of being able to consolidate all of that information back into one place, and leveraging the strengths of the two platforms, Iconic and CineSync, to have a seamless review experience of high quality media.
Yeah, that's very clever. Great integration, and being able to record the review the high quality files, the original files.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's the F-Track review.
F-Track review. Okay, so this is F-Track review. So it's a fully browser-based review and approval product. It is, again, very simple to use, very easy to invite guests in and have an interactive review, similar to CineSync, but instead of being a desktop application, this is fully in the browser and supported
Don't have to download anything.
Yeah, supported by any browser. Yeah. It is, it's a player. It allows us to play through files. Again, we can mark up, annotate things on screen, add text notes. Just fix this as a very helpful note. We can play all the files that are in our playlist as one single clip, and it will just play from one to the next. We can invite guests to join us in the review. It's a simple matter of starting a sync review. As soon as I join sync, anyone else is in the review with me at the same time will be jumping into sync with me, which means whatever I do, they're going to see. So whatever frame I go to, they'll see it. Whatever I draw, they'll see. Again, so it's fully interactive.
This one's a little bit different than CineSync in the sense that you're controlling and they're just observing, or do they control playback if they want?
It can be fully interactive. So anyone can play, anyone can jump around.
Do you have options of controlling that if you just want?
We have a presentation mode here.
Okay.
So once I go into presentation mode, then that locks it down. So anyone else who joins the review, you'll actually see all their controls will go away, and they'll be told they're in presentation mode, and then they're just the passenger.
Right. Okay.
So that's actually a really useful way of getting people into reviews the first time, so they don't have to worry about doing anything at all. Like literally, they click the link and then sit back, and it all just works for them. But you can turn off presentation mode at any time, and that will drop you back into a sync review, and then they can interact. So once they get comfortable with the UI and comfortable with how things work, then, and it doesn't take them long to do that because it is a simple tool, then they can fully interact and communicate really effectively.
Nice. Any other features? I know we got the playlist, and I see there's some other controls on the sidebar here.
So we have the ability to approve. So I can go through and approve this now, and it will say that I've approved it. We'll keep a list of everyone who has approved or required changes within the review. We have a playlist which allows us to not only manage the shots that are in here, but if we have multiple versions, we can switch those versions out and see the iterations of files as they progress through. We have the ability to invite users either via an email, or we can click the link and let them join via a link. So we can just paste that link into whatever communication tool we're using to invite them in. It will launch their browser of choice, and it'll bring them into the review. And if I'm already in sync, it'll bring them into the review in sync as well.
Okay.
And then they're away. So it's super simple. And then the last setting here is purely settings. So this is some security tools. So you can set a passphrase to make sure that people don't access it accidentally. We can allow downloads of the original files. If people want to use this as a way of being able to download the original at the end, they can. And we can also, notify collaborators when notes have been made or anything's been tagged against them, so that they can see what's been changed and they can go back and review it.
Cool. And is there a way to export or download the notes, bring them back into your NLE?
So at the end of the review, we can, from any review file here, we can go back and create a PDF of this review. So it'll give you a PDF that will show all of the annotations, all of the notes per clip, and just makes a really clear way of being able to communicate at the end of a session. This is what we've agreed to, this is what we've discussed, these are the notes we've made, and you've got a clear context between the annotations and the notes, and all per frame based on timecode. So
cool.
Super simple.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Rory. Appreciate
No worries.
it. Yeah.
Good to meet you.
All right. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check all of our NAB videos over here in our NAB playlist, and be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.